Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2019 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today. If there's anybody new, welcome. There's always somebody new, so welcome. Thanks for all your like, share, subscribe, support, feedback, and comments. Thank you to those of you who sent such lovely holiday well wishes. I hope everyone had a blessed and safe holiday season, Christmas and New Year's. We're starting the first reading of a beautiful brand new year. Thanks to all of my clients out there. You guys keep me busy all year long, but the holiday season particularly, it's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal reading, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description bar of any of the videos I post, or you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little about button there. I can usually, or you can email me directly, and that info is included at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact. And turnaround time for personal readings is pretty decent too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. It is all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with people's schedules to get their readings as quickly as possible. I do a wide variety of reasons and of readings. I don't know why I can't talk. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, of all different types and lengths and costs. So there's a variety to choose from. If you're interested, just send me an email and we'll go from there. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. And while I offer a variety of different readings on there too, it's particularly good for one question, one answer, or fast answers to the quick, easy question. So another option to think about. All right, let's get right into this. This reading is for the air sign of Gemini for the month of January 2019. If you know your rising and moon sign, check those as well. They can be more clarifying for you or add clarification, because general readings always resonate a little different. Okay, Gemini. All right, Gemini, we begin with the sun, followed by the Three of Cups. Looks like some of you guys are still partying. I'm recording these at the end of December, so it could be a New Year's energy too. We next have the Knight of Swords, followed by the Eight of Swords, the Star, followed by the Nine of Swords, and the Chariot, followed by the Devil. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups can represent feeling restless or feeling listless. Maybe you're not plugged in, you don't feel enthusiastic about anything. Perhaps what you have in your life and your environment on your path right now is good, but perhaps the shine has worn off of it. Any opportunities being presented to you, you may not want to take right now. Some of you, this may be like just the immediate post-holiday kind of blues, you know, trying to get back into our normal day-to-day schedule for those of you that took time off or was, you know, out and about socializing. Some of you, it may represent an offer, an opportunity being offered to you that you're just not quite interested in for one reason or another. You may not feel particularly plugged in, but you don't feel, you know, it's not restless enough for you to get up and do anything about it just yet. And my eyes are drawn to, especially considering the rest of these cards and how I felt when I laid them out, my eyes being drawn to this, I don't know if it's a rat or a gopher or something. I'd have to find my glasses because I'm getting old and my eyes don't work so well. This little rodent, this little animal here that's kind of creeping up, and it looks like it's kind of exploring one of the cups. I feel like some of you may need to be careful about a fair weather friend or a friend or friends or circle of friends that might not be so good for you. I feel like some of you, there might be some rumors or gossip going around, and I kind of felt that way with this general body of this spread when it first came out. Now we begin with two, you know, very exuberant cards. We have the Sun and the Three of Cups, and I really like the Sun coming out in any spread because I feel it's the most powerfully influential major arcana card in the tarot deck in its ability to influence everything, all the cards in the surrounding, all the cards surrounding it, or all the cards in the spread. Because when the sun comes out, when you think about the actual sun, it affects everything. It shines everything. It brings illumination. It brings clarity, an uplifting of energy, a release of restrictive energies. It can boost positive energy of cards in a spread and can lessen any challenging energy that comes up as well. But it does bring illumination and clarity too. Now, it's clarified by the Three of Cups, which is a highly social card. It can represent getting out, enjoying yourself, drinking, dancing, partying, being with people that you feel very connected with, or within your really positive community connections as well. Kinship, kindred, sisterhood, brotherhood kind of energy. So it looks like you're ending December and beginning January, spending time with people that really make you feel good, really having a good time. And again, for some of you, because this is falling at the very beginning of the month, this could be New Year's, New Year's partying, New Year's celebrations as well. But I feel like, okay, this is for some of you. I feel like, Gemini, some of you need to be very careful about what you do when you're out having a good time with friends. And again, this may be an interesting sort of reading for those of you who have concluded your holiday celebrations. This might be a celebration not related to Christmas or New Year's or anything like that. But I feel like you need to be very careful when you're out, like partying and socializing and having a good time with friends. I feel like you need to be very careful not to go too overboard, because we also have the Devil here along with the Three of Cups and the Sun. I feel like it's about, I feel like there's a few specific, this is a message for just a few of you. I feel like you need to be careful about being too uninhibited when you're out with friends. And for some of you, this may have been, a holiday party or celebration that's already in the past. You already went to it, and there may be some negative ramifications because of it. Because, I was kind of drawn to this little rodent here. It felt very sneaky and backbitey to me, and I rarely ever get that off of this card. And I feel like it has a connection to a friend or a group of friends or something of that sort. And I feel like you find out about this after the fact. Some of you, it may have been behavior at a holiday party or festival. People were drinking, maybe getting drunk. It could be you. It could be one of your friends or a friend in your friendship circle. Because we have the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Swords here. I feel like this is the Knight of Swords. I sometimes call this the inconvenient truth card, because knights are the bringers of the tarot. They are the deliverers of the tarot. So they usually represent offers or opportunities coming in, something being brought to you, or the speed at which situations move. Excuse me. Swords is air energy, so it's mental energy. It's about belief systems, ideas, perspectives, and how, because of those things, we communicate our words and our ideas to the world, to people in the world. This is usually a truth coming in or finding out about something in a different way than like the Ace of Swords. This is somebody telling you something, some bit of news or information that might be the truth. It might be factual, but I feel like it might be difficult to hear or difficult to take. And I feel like for some of you, this is maybe about what somebody might have said to you when they were drinking or at a party. You may hear that somebody has said something, one of your friends or people you thought were your friends may have said something, about you, or there was rumors or gossiping. Maybe they were drinking, and usually when there's alcohol involved, people become more uninhibited. Things come out of their mouth. They might think about these things, but normally wouldn't say it under other circumstances, or just something comes out of their mouth. It could have been you that said this, but I feel like whatever side of the story you're on, you're hearing about something that happened during a celebratory energy, a party or something of that sort, and it makes you feel trapped, held hostage, powerless to change it or to undo it or to fix it in some way. And again, I'm feeling like words, verbal nattering, gossip, rumor mongering, and it's because of something that happened at a celebration. This is really interesting. And and it's like you hear it, and it's, for some of you, it may have been like maybe you forgot about it, you said something or did something, or maybe you just partied to the extent you don't remember too much about it, and you're hearing about it later and you just feel like embarrassed, like, oh, I wish I hadn't said that, how can I fix it? And I feel like it just kind of makes you feel sort of like trapped within this for a bit. And it could be that you hear about somebody else doing it, but I feel like it's a friend or within a friendship circle of some kind. Now, next to that, we have the Star and the Nine of Swords. And for some of you, you know, this could be a workplace situation too, or some other group that you belong to, or you hear about something. And I suppose it could relate to love life. It could be about your partner. It could be about how you look. It might be something about work. Again, it's a general reading, and they can resonate, you know, differently for everybody in terms of, well, it means it's about this part of my life, and somebody else says, well, it's about this part of my life. But again, the general message is the same. So the Star and the Nine of Swords. The Star is a card of renewed hope, faith, and optimism. It's a card that usually comes out after a challenge or a struggle of some kind. It's about walking in faith, wish fulfillment, knowing that, you know, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, even though it may be causing you some anxiety. And I'm just getting something else too. I feel like for some of you, Gemini, you heard something and you feel obligated or duty bound to tell a friend of yours because you're hearing something about a good friend of yours, or it could be about a community or community project or something. And you hear something, and maybe it was something you heard at a party, and you really felt like you needed to tell the person that, not, you know, to keep gossip going or anything, but because you really, and it made you, and it could be for some of you too, that you heard this information and you're sitting there going, oh, well, I can't tell them, but how can I keep it from them? You know, a kind of energy, and maybe around the second week or so, you feel kind of stuck in this, and, you know, you're trying to kind of see your way through this. What's the right thing to do? Maybe asking help from God, Spirit, your angels, and guides. What do I do? Because it looks like it's causing you a lot of anxiety, stress, and it's all stemming from, I feel like, something that happened at a social gathering of some kind. You know, whether it's you that said it, or somebody said it about you, or you heard something and you don't know what to do about it. And I feel like the situation itself is toxic, that it might be about a relationship or friendship connection or community connection. It could be at work or something. And I feel like you really need to remove yourself from this drama, this kind of gossip. I'm getting like snake pit, barracuda kind of energy. And I feel like it's toxic and you just need to remove yourself from it. It could be, you know, somebody who has issues with alcoholism or drug addiction as well, too. That could be tied up in here, too, especially with the Devil card, which can represent addictions, vices, temptations, maybe trying to suck you into that thing, or suck you back into that if you work to get yourself out of that somewhere in the past. And I feel like you need to do that, and do that really quickly, remove yourself from it. And I feel like a lot of you do at or by the end of January, because we have that Devil is crowned by the Chariot card, which represents knowing. And I feel like for some of you, it's remembering, look, this is who I'm about, this is where I'm going in life, these are my goals, and I'm moving there powerfully, successfully, sheer determination, perseverance, and will, and I am leaving this garbage behind me. For some of you, it might be something, you may have done something at a party or said something at a party, and it might be a big, maybe it's a bad pattern or habit you have, and it might be a big wake-up call for you. Again, I'm getting like 4 or 5 different stories, so it really depends on which of those stories are yours. But regardless of the details of it, at or towards the end of January, Spirit is strongly advising you, and I think a lot of you just say, you know, I'm done with this. I cannot, you know, this will hold me back from moving forward into what I really want to do and where I'm really headed in life. So good for you. Definitely a healthy move. So Gemini, that pretty much wraps up your January 2019 general reading. Feedback is always appreciated, but particularly on readings like this, I'm curious to see what these stories are for those of you listening. Again, if you'd like a more personal reading, you can click on the description bar of any of my videos or the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. Feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I do readings in every area of life: career, work, and finance, investment, love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility. I do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life in all the main sectors over a 6 or 12-month period of time. And while people order them at all times during the year, I always get a lot during the holiday season, usually between November and February, as we're transitioning out of an old year and into a new year. People like to take a look ahead, so something to think about. I will see you all again, Gemini, in a couple of weeks for the mid-month readings. Until then, I hope you have a blessed beginning to this new year. Stay strong. I send you peace and love, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.